Rich Merrigan, who is Virgil Ortiz's manager, said they would move forward and make the efforts to make the Terence Crawford fight early next year. I'm trying to stay optimistic because I think this fight could happen late this year. It's hard to believe anything when it comes to Crawford's potential opponents. Now, the first issue was Crawford does not sell, and he's a big risk fight. Now the money is there, and these guys still don't want to fight Terence Crawford. Then we want to turn around and talk about his resume when none of these guys want the smoke. It's hard to build a great resume when no one wants to fight you. Now, the latest narrative is, and I know y'all all heard it, Crawford went the distance with a guy who has 11 fights, which to me is very stupid. Now, the guy he tried to fight before he fought Madrimov was Sebastian Fedora, who was supposed to be out with a broken nose for 6 months. Sebastian Fedora wasn't supposed to come back till November or December, but according to Sebastian Fedora, he's ready to fight now. He's been ready to fight. He said he's waiting for fight dates. So that story about having a broken nose for 6 months was all cap. The PBC, once again, or should I say boxing, period, is trying to freeze out Terence Crawford once again. For boxing fans, it sucks. But for the haters, they can continue the narrative. Terence Crawford doesn't fight anybody. But I say nobody wants to fight Terence Crawford. And for that reason, we get gypped and cheated out of big fights.
Like he's a great boxer. He has other tools than power, like power-wise, he's not the biggest puncher that I faced. There are guys who hits harder, but he has different tools, so it's a package, and it's hard to say, but power-wise, definitely there are guys who hit harder. I don't know, honestly, I don't think it's about the weight. I think it's about more, in boxing, it's more about the styles. Styles make fights.
Israel Madrimov gives an honest assessment on Terence Crawford's power. And how he put it, he says he's definitely been in there with bigger punchers. And how he explains it is, Terence Crawford is a regular puncher. He punches like a small guy. And how can I argue with him when he's been in the ring with Terence Crawford and I haven't? But I will say this, if he's not a hard puncher, why was Madrimov so cautious in a fight? I mean, he says Terence Crawford punches like a small guy, meaning Terence Crawford could not hurt me. So he should have been more aggressive in a fight. He should have been an old Madrimov in the fight. Once you know a guy can hurt you, he should have been more aggressive. I mean, if he was more aggressive in the fight, maybe me and you are having a different conversation. Maybe we're talking about Madrimov versus Canelo instead of Crawford. Speaking of Canelo, Madrimov believes if that fight was to happen, he doesn't believe that power will be a key in that fight. He believes styles make fights, meaning they're two different fights. Styles. I mean, Madrimov and Canelo's style is completely different, and he thinks the person with the more dominant style will win the fight. Basically, that's what he's saying. Now, me, I disagree with him. I know he's a professional boxer. He's been doing it a long time. I think power is going to make a difference. Also, Canelo's acclimated to weight, even though what I heard is that Terence Crawford came in the ring after rehydrating to 170 pounds. And if that is true, Crawford came in the ring that Saturday night as a light heavyweight. With that being said, I still believe Canelo has more mass than Crawford. And since they both got elite skills, I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Mass and power. But for right now, Turki Al-Sheikh has made this a fantasy fight. Yes, that's right. It's not going to happen. But anyway, what do you think about Madrimov's comments? And also, what do you think about Fedora faking a 6 or 7 month broken nose? I mean, he had a broken nose, but it doesn't take 6 months for a broken nose to heal. Jay Beasy, I'm gone.